All right. We are live. This is Bob with One Stop Mouse, and we are here with a very friendly man, an uncle or a brother, depending on your age in the YouTube community, as I was just telling him. The famous and infamous, depending on which show you see, PETE McDEVITT. Welcome, Pete.
Good to have you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, hey, Jim Ryan, thank you very much for being here. Thanks, Disinfinity, for being here. Oh, you don't have the wrench yet. Let's see.
Wendy Lou, good to see you and James. Davy Croc here. Good to see you.
What is with that? Oh, I know why. Because, give me 1 second.
You're good to go.
Moderator. 1 second.
It might take a little bit to show once you click it.
Yeah, I think so. Remove this moderator. Disinfinity. Hey, Bob and everybody else. Okay, cool. All right, great. I am so experienced that I've got a laptop next to me and I'm trying to figure out how to add moderators because, of course, it's so difficult to press a button. Hello, Wendy Lou Who. How are you? Welcome. Davy Crocketeer, Make It Blue, a Disney Adventure. I was just talking about you, Caitlin. Hello, how are you? Wild Bud Fox, hello. The Disney Kid. Yes, the Disney Kid. Please check him out. He is a young man in his teens, and he is actually the son of I'm a former cast member that just got laid off, and he's the son of one of my friends who used to work at Disney, and he's trying it out too. Pete, I used a whole box of Kleenex watching your video 20 minutes ago. Oh, my. Oh. Excuse me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please. I figure that being that Walt has now got 4,000 subscribers and he always has to get up and let his dogs out, that's sort of a thing that you have to do to get a lot of subscribers. So I purposely have my dogs in here to do, I don't know what, they sit there quiet all day and then I start talking.
It always works out.
Imagine. So anyway, Pete, you've had quite a tumultuous past year filled with blessings and drama, and you've given so much to folks in this YouTube community. And like I was telling you before, I don't want to embarrass you, but you seem to be truly beloved. And I haven't been a creator very long, but I have to say I'm thrilled to be doing this one because I've really wanted to meet you in person. And you're in Maryland, right?
Yes, I am.
So unless I bump into you and we coincide on your next Disney trip because I'm in Orlando, this will be as close as I get. It's very glad to meet. I'm very glad to meet you. Thank you very much. It seems like things are flipped, of course, because I'm the little guy that you usually would be talking about. I admit I'm a little bit nervous, and I actually have a script I'm looking down at. I don't think I can match your irreverent Tonight Show skill set, like I said, but let's see what happens. So you got like 1,380 subscribers, and you describe yourself as a YouTube creator enhancer. And I know what that means, and Wendy Lou Who and Jim Ryan know what that means. But say for like the young man that just started a channel that doesn't know anything, the Disney Kid or your average Joe, what does that mean you're a YouTube creator enhancer?
Well, I was an enhancer prior to things happening in my life that changed things around before I started doing the actual channel. I had a channel, but I never had many followers. And as an enhancer, you work out in the community out of the sheer love of the channels that you follow to help them, either moderating for them or sharing them out on social media. You know, maybe it's doing some mailings or stuff for them. There's all kinds of things that you can do to help a channel. And I did that for several years. I started in this community doing that for Resort TV 1, for Prince Charming Dev, for Corey Meets World and Magical News Live when I first started coming around this community. And when I got sick and came back out of it and decided to do a little bit of a channel. I decided to be a enhancer on nitrous oxide, and that's what I'm trying to do now, which is help other channels grow, help more people find the incredible people that are part of my Disney community, and make our Disney community a little bit bigger and a little bit larger by bringing great people into it. And that's where my focus is.
That's great. That's great. I know you've got 2 shows that we were talking about too, when I was trying to unnervous myself before. And you're talking about how one is crazy, and I don't know the best word you want to put. And then the other one was like 2020 and extremely serious. So tell us about those 2 shows and what's the deal with that bookend of programming?
Sure. I actually have 3 shows on my channel.
Oh, 3. The NFL one?
Yeah, we have an NFL one. But
right,
Wendy,
right.
And Wendy, thank you. I saw your note, and I will get back to you later tonight. The one show, the Sunday show, is, as I call it, it's completely ludicrous and asinine. It's me sitting down with Disney creators, asking them all the most ridiculous questions you'll ever hear. And it's to get to know people in a totally different light, very whimsical, very fun. It's, as I tell everybody, my goal is to put a smile on everybody's face during these tough times where they can sit back and laugh a little bit. That's the important part to me. The Wednesday show is interviewing new and up-and-coming channels that people might not know about. It could also be those channels that are doing very well in their YouTube career, established, but I don't feel enough people know about them, and I want to highlight them and sit down with them and talk a little bit. Like a great one is Earsome Emporium. Jen does a great job, and she's got a ton of subscribers, but I don't believe enough people know about her, so I want to highlight her. But at the same time, I'll interview her, but I may interview somebody with 50 subscribers the next week. To me, it's not about the amount of subscribers you have. It's about the quality of the individual and the content that they're bringing. And I don't interview anybody that I don't already follow or support. That's the important part to me. So it's 2 totally different shows, and on different days of the week. Midweek, it's I kind of bring that seriousness because I send everybody over to my buddies at This and That afterwards for fun and laughter and all that kind of stuff on a late Wednesday night. So put that in there. And then Thursday nights we do the NFL watch party, which I do with my partner channels, and we rotate the show and we talk NFL football year round. We watch the games live when they're live, and when we don't, we're talking what's going on in football. And the great thing is we talk a lot of Disney too on that. So it's NFL with Disney, which, come on, that's the best thing to me. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It is, actually. I have a lot of fun watching those as well. And then, so like I was telling you, I just got laid off from Disney. My problem has been, and I've talked to Walt from Mouse Talk about this, and he basically told me, you've got to get some momentum. You've got to do more. You've got to actually meet these people. So I've never met a lot of people, including yourself. And I was all over your channel in the last few days preparing for this, and got into the Chaos Clubhouse and joined the membership on its lowest level because I can't afford much else. But I was really liking the vibe of it. Just watching before I even saw the Chaos Clubhouse, the whole vibe of it being a clubhouse. It's very cool. I like it very much.
We've called it the Chaos Clubhouse for quite a while, since I've only been doing my channel for 13, 14 weeks. It's not like I've been doing it a long time. I'm very humbled and appreciative of the subscribers that I picked up. I know that I've stood on the shoulders of greatness of a lot of people who went before me, who paved ways in the YouTube community, and I'm just trying to do it. But people say to me, "What's your show about?" And I always reference the Seinfeld show, because Seinfeld used to tell everybody his show's about nothing. Well, my show, my channel is about everybody else. It's not about me. It's about having fun with YouTube creators on Sunday night and telling people about them. It's about interviewing new and up-and-coming talent or artists or sculptors that I meet, that I can broaden people's horizon with other great creative people in the Disney YouTube community. And the NFL show is about mixing Disney with the NFL. And nobody's ever thought to do that before. I take live phone calls on all of my shows. It's a rarity for people to actually take live phone calls during the shows on YouTube because it's a thin line that you have to walk to do that. But I enjoy it, and people seem to enjoy it. They've really been bought into what we're doing.
I've enjoyed your stuff pretty much, and so when you have the show Chillin', which one is that? The one that's more goofy?
Show on Wednesday. It's just, I look at it as it's just two people sitting down, relaxing, chilling. It's a term that was used around the Maryland area for a long time as I was growing up. I'm just going to sit down and chill with this person. Well, that's what we do. We sit down, we chill, we talk, and get to know what my creators are all about. We talk about their love of Disney. We talk about what they're doing with their channel. We talk about their channel choices. We talk about what they've done with Disney. Are they D23, DVC, annual pass holders? That whole gamut there. We talk about what they collect and what they create. It's a chance for people to get to know the creator that I'm interviewing a little bit more. And hopefully by the content, they'll want to go over and subscribe to that person. I'm very proud of the fact that I spend probably about 350 to 500 communications a week reaching out to people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anything that I can reach out on, people that I don't know, with a very polite, hello, here's my name. Please come over and check out the Disney Chaos Clubhouse on Facebook. There's a lot of great creators in there. I've never once during any one of my things, email, text, send anything to anybody saying, come subscribe to my channel. The only time you hear me say you want to subscribe to my channel is when we're live. I tell people, if you like what you're watching, based on the content, subscribe to my channel and hang around. That's what I want. I don't want the people that go out and just try to worry about numbers. You don't get the fact that I would rather have 50 people in my chat, engaged in the chat, discussing with us, being part of the community, active and supporting other Disney creators that they like, than 500 people and 450 people are not even involved. So I'm looking for organic following and trying to build it the right way. And I firmly believe in that. And those who are part of Sub for Sub, I really have no desire to be part of that format. I wish you the best, but it's not for me. To quote Leia, it's not a path that I can go down. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let me catch up with the chat for just a second because I'm just learning to walk and chew gum at the same time. So let's see. Pete is beloved unless you take the hot seat on Sunday night, then perhaps other adjectives might be used. LOL.
Thanks,
First time I saw Pete, he was giving a gift to a different YouTuber on a monorail. Class act.
I know exactly when that was, baby.
Let's see. Hey, Caitlin, new comments. It's a shame, Bob. How just put your. Thank you, Wendy Lou Who. Pete, you're an amazing creator.
I love Wendy. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, you can see right there. It's people just despise you, right? It's just.
That's funny.
Despise you like my grandmother despised me, right? It's ridiculous. Okay, so the Chillin', I just had that up. The Chillin', the Facebook page that I checked out. I became a member. I became a member today. Like I said, I saw this Creators Chaos Clubhouse, which is just for any Disney YouTuber can just get on there, and if you approve them, then they can, start putting stuff on there as long as you approve it, right?
My channel's all about everybody else, and so is my Clubhouse. My Clubhouse is about highlighting Disney creators that are bringing good content. So the channel and the Facebook page, it's a Facebook group is what it is. It's called the Disney Chaos Clubhouse. We are just under 1,000 people, and I just started that 3 weeks ago that have joined up and come onto that. And it's all about everybody else. I allow, pretty simple, I allow creators to put their content in there for other people to find. The only rules are pretty simple. You can't, there's no sub for sub, so you can't, subscribe, like say, hey, I like your channel, here's mine. I don't tolerate that, and I won't accept it. I want creators to find each other organically and followers. So that rule and no spamming are pretty much keep it clean. It's pretty simple. And we have a lot of great creators that are putting their content in there. I put stuff in there on items and creators that I follow myself and say, hey, go take a look at, I did it last night with Meg, Mickey's Magic, and Steve's World that I was watching. Hey, check them out. They're really good. So that's what that is all about. It's absolutely free. The big thing with membership, and people talk about, there's two different things. You can be part of a clubhouse and not have to pay a penny. And that's, my channel is about that. The Facebook thing is 100% free to belong to. My channel, you can come in and subscribe to my channel. It's free. You can like a video. It's free. You can post in the chat. It's free. You can be part of our community, and we want you to be a part of our community. It's all free. If you choose and have the additional income, and you choose to super chat, or you choose to PayPal, or you choose to be a member of any creator's content, I know they're going to support it and say thank you and be grateful, because it was $2,500 probably for me to set up this studio when I first started doing this whole thing. So the support that you get is incredibly important. But I always encourage everybody, put food on your table first. If you got the income and you want to support us, we're going to be humbly grateful and say thank you and appreciate it. But we try to have a good time, and it's to me, it's about the community. It's what it's about. At the end of the day, I want to grow this community in the right way. That's why we do, our recognition show that we've done recently, with the Muppet Badges of Honor that we gave out. We got another one coming up, stuff like that. I just signed off on today with another channel, a smaller channel, a channel who has very few subscribers right now. And he reached out to me about doing a night reading of the Night Before Christmas, and having different YouTubers that he wants to read a couple lines and make different people. It's a great idea. It's all about the community, and he asked for my help and support in it. I'm going to be helping him, and we'll have more on that coming up. So to me, if we can do things about community, I'm all about it.
That's great. That's great. All right. So you live in Maryland, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you live in Maryland, and you've got a couple of kids. You got 2 daughters and the son, and your daughters are like older teenagers, I guess.
My one daughter's in college; she's 21, and
right.
My second daughter is a senior in high school. It's 18, and Preston's 13.
And Preston, I guess, plays soccer. You were saying in the Magical Journey.
He plays soccer, but he's more of a baseball player. He's a very good
baseball
player. Very
baseball.
Good baseball player. Yep.
So is the whole family a Disney family, or is it
Absolutely.
Some of them or all of them? Oh, absolutely.
100%. Our whole house is decorated that way, and they've all been going since before they were born, and it's something they've grown up and they love, and they're looking forward to our next trip down there, which will be in, hopefully, depending on everything, be in early 2021, where we go back down to the house.
Very cool. Maryland rocks, according to Mouse Talk, of course. Who else?
He's a good man.
Yes, he is. And congratulations to Walt at Mouse Talk for surpassing 4,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot that you picked up since you came down to the parks and started doing all those streams. So that was that's pretty cool. Congratulations, Walt. Anyway,
he's doing a great job.
He is. Oh my goodness! Like he lit a fun. So 2 of these people in here, Disinfinity, who's a young man, and who's got like 5,000 subscribers on his channel, and he's 13 years old, and Walt. So on each side of the spectrum, I was kind of floundering and busy with my work at Disney, and the 2 of them were just talking to me in different ways. And one day, Disinfinity said to me, "Why aren't you live streaming anymore?" And it sort of got under my skin, and I was like, "I don't know. Why aren't I? I don't even have a job anymore." And that's pretty much why I've been doing a lot of interviews, because it's a way for me to, every single time I talk to somebody like yourself who has all the experience you have, I learn so much.
Well, I don't
know
about all the experience. There's a lot of people in our community that are much more experienced and seasoned than I am. I mean, I've only been doing my channel for like 13 to 14 weeks. I think this is week 14. So, we averaged about 100 subscribers a week, which I'm extremely proud of, and humbled that many people would want to follow my channel. But I'm more happy that the fact that I want people to follow my channel so they can find out about all these incredible creators that I'm getting to know that are in my playlist. I want them to follow me so that they will find them. That's why I want them to follow me. That's what
great.
it's about. To me, it's about everybody else.
That's really great. Wow, that says a lot about you. That was really great. So I don't want to get into the boring questions, so to speak, but I'm interested personally. When was your first time in a Disney park? I think I picked up in one of the videos, so I'm getting a timeline now. 13 weeks old is your channel. 1,300 somewhat people.
Broadcasting live. I've had the channel. I just never did anything with it because I was just enhancing, so I wasn't creating the content. 13 weeks of creating content.
Okay.
When I started, I had like 70-some subscribers just because people followed me because I was, engaged with Resort TV 1 and Corey and those guys. So people would follow my channel even though I didn't do anything, which was kind of funny to me. But
Make It Blue says you did an amazing 13 weeks. Yeah, obviously you got over 1,300 people and it's only 13 weeks old. I've been doing stuff on and off for 2 years, and I've got 392 or something. So you're doing great, I think.
I'm extremely happy.
That's great. So what was your first time? I heard you say you had been in the park 19 times.
Just over the last 5 years. I was going down quite frequently before my accident happened. I was going down, 3 to 5 times a year. My home office for my company is in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I would always go into Orlando and out of Orlando. I would drive down to my office, do my meetings, come back up, go through the parks, and hang out with friends or do rides or whatever. I did the park many a days by myself before I knew a lot of people in this Disney community, which I didn't mind. I, just went and had fun. I just went and did my thing. So it was always cool. But but my first time at the park was years ago. It was when my wife and I have been married 25 years this year. And it was before we got married. I went down there for a softball tournament with my softball team. And honestly, the funny part about it is I was actually over at those, I call them Sanford and Son Disney retail outlets that are over on Vineland. Not the nice places, the hole in the wall places. I went to some of those during one of my softball tournaments, saw all this Disney stuff. I'm like, well, who cares? What is this about? This isn't that important. What do people talk about Disney for? It looks like a rummage yard sale of, secondhand stuff. And then my mother was down with me for one of the tournaments. She said, well, let me go. Your sister, my sister was working there. And she said, well, let's go over and see your sister and you can see the park. And that was my first time actually going into Magic. And I was just overwhelmed the first time I went and said, holy cow, this is 100% for me. And fell in love with the parks. So it's kind of where it started.
I was going to the University of Miami, and I literally, Epcot was opening back in the 80s, and I drove up. It was like one of those funny clown jokes of how many you can fit in a small car, and it was a whole bunch of fraternity kids jammed into a car driving up from Miami, and that's my first exposure to it was I remember seeing the castle for the first time. I was like, it seemed unreal to me, actually. And Haunted Mansion I had always wanted to see, so that was a big deal. So what's your favorite park memory? Do you have one that sticks out? I know a lot of people, when you ask them these questions, they kind of don't know. But actually, I find that everybody's got that Polaroid that snaps up in their head before they think about it too much.
Yeah, well, for me, there's a lot of them. I remember, I was down there for Galaxy's Edge opening, and my son asked me if he could ride some of the rides with some of the top YouTubers. And, seeing him, ride, I think he rode, if I remember correctly, he rode with Prince Charming Dev on a couple of them, and Zippy Doodad and a couple of ones that were down there. So seeing him enjoy the parks with someone else, a channel that he followed and loved, that was huge. For all my kids, seeing the first time that they had an understanding of what the castle meant and how it looked, and seeing their reaction in their eyes, that was huge. Being able to be down there, with my wife, who's been a major part of my life and been so important to me, being able to be down there with her is huge. The first time that I'll never forget the first time that I was down with Resort TV One for a live stream. Getting to meet them and hang out with them all in the same day, which was an amazing day. I hung out with Dev and Nick for about 25 minutes before they ran over to the Poly to do some video they were working on. And then I met Josh and Taylor with WW Couple. It was my first time meeting them, sat and talked with them for a little while. And then I went over that night and hung out with Resort TV One, who I knew and had followed for a while. And that was an amazing day for me because it really opened up my eyes that there could be a lot of good people on the internet and a lot of good people on YouTube. And all of those people that I just mentioned were my inspiration for wanting to be a part of this community.
Yeah.
So it was huge. And then I met Corey a couple of weeks after that because actually when I was with Dev and Nick, it was the first time that I had really talked with them. And they were like, oh, you got to check out Corey Meets World. I was like, who is he? And they said, oh, he does his thing on Thursday. And now, Corey's an extremely close friend of mine. So it's nice to meet quality people like that.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Goes without saying then, without asking you, has that been an unexpected positive side effect of getting, delving into the Disney YouTube community more, meeting these wonderful positive people and how they live?
I wouldn't call it a side effect. I mean, I'm getting to know a lot of people in the community because of the fact of the 2 shows that I'm doing and trying to highlight different people. And, I don't care if you have 30 subscribers or 30,000, you get treated the same by me. Yeah. What I will say is that the gift that God has given me from this is the friendships that I have. I say it, and I steal Steve's world. I use his terminology a lot. He talks about chosen family, and this is my Disney chosen family that I look at, and the relationships are that close. There's a lot of people that joke with me on the streams about, oh my God, well, Pete McDevitt, the only person in the community that can pick up the phone and call everybody. Yeah, I pretty much can. But with that, I respect the relationships that we have. I may have, the phone numbers to Pagey Mr. Morrow or Big Fat Panda, but it doesn't mean I'm texting them every day or calling them every day. The relationship is about respect, and it goes both ways. So you earn that over time, and I'm proud that I've been trusted by so many people in the community, but I use my relationships for good. I use my relationships to help others grow their channel, to, being a part of the Beverly Challenge and raising money for Give Kids the World was an incredible, that's probably my best Disney moment. If you had to put them all, because of what we did for kids that were terminally ill kids, and raise that would probably be my ultimate moment. But
tell us a little about that. I was just about to ask you about that. That's the first time I saw your face, I believe.
Okay. So I was doing enhancing at the time. I didn't have a channel, and that's what I was doing. And I was following the This and That guys, and I guess they took a liking to my humor, my wit, and my professionalism. And God bless, they did. They offered me the opportunity to be the host of that event. And plus it didn't hurt that I had some background in professional wrestling with my brother being a former wrestler.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd been on TV a little bit and locally, nothing major. As I tell everybody, I'm a pimple in the wrestling industry. I'm very small. But I had been in front of a camera before. I had been in front of with a microphone. I was comfortable. So that played into the fact that they asked me to do it, and they raised money over $12,000 to go to. It went directly to the Give Kids the World Foundation. Resort TV One broadcast on their channel were so gracious enough to turn off their finances for that night. Didn't make a penny, and the Dis and That guys pulled it all together. And there was over 30 some channels I think that were there that night. And people were participating, drinking Beverly, raising money, and it was a blast. But that was a great night, and so it's one that I'll never forget.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. I remember seeing the pictures with I think Corey and Dev were there, and Resort TV One. Just about everybody was anybody there.
It's funny now, Bob, when I go back and I watched that video recently. I pulled parts of it for my my new channel trailer I just put up. Has a lot of the Beverly Challenge content in there. And now it's funny as I watch the video and I see, oh my God, I didn't know that back then I didn't know X, Y, Z, Q, M, N, O, P, all these different people. I had no idea who they were that now I know. And as I watched the video, I'm like, oh my God, so many great people that I didn't get a chance to talk to that night that at least now I have the chance to talk to.
Yeah. I didn't know everybody in the group, but I was there on opening day for Galaxy's Edge. Nice. As a matter of fact, I streamed all the way from, I think it was when we were in line in the dark at 4:00 in the morning in August until 12 noon, which was quite arduous. I saw all of you guys, and I introduced myself to Steve and Shep, and I was only vaguely aware of the group, and I definitely knew Josh and Jenna, who were standing behind me, because they had sort of been my inspiration, like so many people will say, to come down here when I was working this job with a crazy, stressful nonprofit in another state. I would literally keep playing them behind me, Josh and Jenna, walking around Epcot or whatever, and vicariously getting, therapy through them. So it was kind of cool, but I know what you mean. When I was looking through, I'm going to do an upcoming interview with the Shep family. And I was looking through the pictures, and I saw the pictures from Galaxy's Edge, and I'm like, oh, I know those people now, but I didn't even know who all those people were before.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool that my first ride on the Millennium Falcon with my son.
Right.
My son was a pilot, and so was Dev, Prince Charming Dev.
Right.
I was a gunner with, I want to say it was Josh from Resort TV 1. No, Josh was in the back. He was all the way in the back. So it was me and Jenna, and then it was Josh and Corey from Liberty Div. That was my first ride on the Millennium Falcon, was with some great people. And, we had all went in together. I mean, it was a huge group of us. It was what I'm so much proud about that night, not so much that, you can say I was with this YouTuber. As I stood there, the picture that I have, and I used it in my video of all of us together, I am in awe of the talent, the creative talent that was there standing around me as we walked in, because there was other people with us that people didn't even see because I couldn't fit everybody into the picture. The WW couple was there with us, as well, and it was just so much talent there. It was an awesome night, and walking into Galaxy's Edge for the first time with all them, we almost didn't because Corey had to run to the bathroom and use I brought everybody a huge. I was the last one to get there. Those guys were all in line, and they text me and Dev and said, "Guys, bring us something to drink. Bring us some water." And we brought these huge, massive bottles of water, and everybody just killed them because they were so hot. And the next thing I know, by the time we got from the gate going into Hollywood over to right by Muppet Vision, half the people I got to go to the bathroom. Watch my spot. So it was interesting.
Good old Pete breaking up the party.
It's all good. It's all good.
You recently did a video called Oh no, where am I? You recently everything. A fan just blew a piece of paper out of my hand, and I hit a button. You recently did a video called My Magical Journey. I didn't know what the heck that was about. I don't want to get into it any more than you want to. It's, private stuff, but you put it out there. A friend of mine that I've done a few streams with, who's a real sweet young woman, Caitlin from Make It Blue, she told me to check that out, that video, because I guess she called in, and I was watching it from Disney Springs Garage a few days ago, and it was quite an experience in that it really did show how many friends you had, how many people loved you. But of course, it was a terrifying experience that if anybody else were in it, would be like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Now, are you diabetic by any chance? I just want to ask you.
I am.
Okay.
I don't know if I still am or not. I was before the thing, but
okay.
That didn't have anything to do with what
Okay.
happened. Had nothing to do with what happened.
My diabetes isn't really under control that well. I take insulin and everything. So, of course, everybody will know why I asked you that, because if you get wounds and stuff, it can be a little bit, you don't heal as well. So that's the very first thing I thought. But what happened in your words?
It's pretty simple. I was at my national sales conference. I had a rented tuxedo. I had tuxedos every year for the last 10 to 12 years that I had rented, never had a problem. I got a blister on my back of my ankle from the shoe. I took care of it. I put antibiotics and aseptics on it and bandaged it up and everything. I left from the meeting. That was on Friday when we had that awards banquet. Saturday morning, early, 4 a.m. I left for Disney from Fort Lauderdale, drove up, went to the parks for 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, came back Tuesday morning. And Tuesday morning, when I got Wednesday, I woke up, didn't feel that good, kind of felt like the flu. And it wasn't anything major, just felt like the flu. And I laid down and took a nap Wednesday afternoon, and I don't remember anything. Thursday morning, apparently my wife tried to find me and get a hold of me from work and couldn't, and sent my mother, who lives a couple streets over, to the house. And I was in really bad shape where I needed immediate medical attention, and I was rushed out to the hospital, and I don't remember any of it. I woke up about 30-some days later from a coma in the hospital, and had some amputations done to save my life. I had sepsis infection in my ankle, my foot, that caused me to lose my leg. And during that time frame, toxic shock had got into my hands and arms, and I almost lost all of my appendages, all my arms and legs. And they were, I shouldn't be here. Honest, the truth is, the doctors have flat out told me, with what I have, I should not have been here. And my family said goodbye to me. For 8 straight nights, they came in and said goodbye because the doctor told them I wouldn't make it through the night. And here I am, annoying people months later. So, but God works in mysterious ways. So I'm using this as a time to be here to support those. I joined a new community. I had a Disney community. I had my work community. I had my son's sports community, my daughters, and I had my local community I live in. Well, now I'm part of the disabled community. And my goal is to help others that might be struggling with their challenges of becoming newly disabled or having been disabled and struggling with it, that I can hopefully bring some positive light into their life and help them. And I started that as my new goal. And I truly believe I was left here for a reason. And I believe that's to help other people. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you definitely are. Anybody who wants to watch that his magical journey that details all of that, it's obviously very emotional, and you can see in the comments people are saying that they were crying buckets of tears. And I was sitting in a Disney Springs garage, just my wife was needing me to come home right away, and I was just sitting there captivated with my phone. And it's so. I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad you're here. And apparently you are here to help a lot of people, because you are. Okay, so getting all teary here.
Don't do that on me, Bob.
I know. I've been bad since I got fired from Disney. It's been okay. You ready? Okay, so you're the wordsmith. You're the Tonight Show impresario with little word games. And I told you that I might be a little bit asinine. I'm typically asinine, but of course, when I start getting morose, I'm gonna just whip out let's just do a word association game. It's no big deal. I'll say a word or two. You tell me the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. Walt Disney. God, there's so many that come to my mind. I would say the top one would be creativity.
I keep thinking about how you felt like Walt was speaking to you all those years in all those quotes from characters.
I didn't realize that until after the fact. It wasn't until this all happened that I was doing this video, I came across that, and I said, wow, I think this is I think he was really trying to talk to me, and I didn't get it. So I do now.
Wow. Family.
Well, family is the core of life to me. So whether it's your chosen family or your given family, either one.
God.
Faith.
$50.
My son will spend it.
YouTube.
Friendship.
Maryland.
Ravens and Orioles.
Football.
Or crab cakes. There's the third one.
Crab cakes. Good. I love crab cakes.
I'm a huge. I gift crab cakes to a lot of people. That's my thing. That I do sometimes.
Gee, really?
Yeah.
What do they send them out from certain places in Maryland to friends that you want?
Jimmy's Seafood is who I use, and there's a lot of people in the community that have had Jimmy's Seafood crab cakes, some of the best in the world. So,
I'm going to have to look that up.
Jimmy's Seafood, trust me.
You heard it from Pete. It's in Maryland, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Jimmy's Seafood. I guess they'll ship out crab to
Jimmy's world famous, or if you look up Jimmy's Seafood in Maryland, you'll find them, and they ship out all over the world.
And it's blue crab, right?
Yeah, blue
Right.
crab, one of the best crab cakes. If any one of the people that I have presented them to were in this chat right now, they would probably go in bonkers telling you yes, absolutely. So,
Very good. Football.
passion. I love football.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Sub for sub.
Indiana Jones hat.
Bob.
Love.
My wife, my kids, and my friends. I mean, I talk a lot about the circle of trust. To me, you do not want to be outside my circle. Once you're outside my circle, it's tough to get back in. And when you're in my circle, I do everything I can to help you out. And my friends are my family, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's a lesson that is hard earned. Took me about 57 of my 58 years to find out that just because you have a kind heart and you want to give everyone a second chance, you better have a circle of trust and have some borderlines where you're not helping them or you.
Yep, circle of trust is important. When I meet new people and I'm talking about it and we talk about different things, I have no problem taking a piece of paper, drawing the circle, putting a dot in the middle and saying, this is where you want to be. This is where you do not want to be. And that's just the way I am. I will do anything for anybody who's in my circle of trust and needed. But once you get outside and you have burned me, we're done.
Have you ever drawn that and then told them where they are and what they got to do to get where inside? You're out here and this is how you get in?
No, because my job that I do with the military, the company that I work with, one of the things that I do is I read people. I'm really good. I'm really good at reading people, and I'm proud of that. And usually within the first 5 to 6 minutes, I can look you in your eyes. I can read your mannerisms that are on your face. I can watch your body language, and I can tell you which way we're going.
Very good. So I'm one of those guys that have had 1,000 jobs in his life, and one of them for over a decade was that I was a counselor in a psych hospital. And I would work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, 12-hour shifts from like 7 in the morning to 7 at night. And, of course, that would mean that it would be very poorly staffed early in the morning, late at night, on the weekends. And so police officers would bring very strange people who are troubled, off the hook and everything in, and there'd be nobody really to help me. And I would have to judge really quick. It's a habit that I can't break because I kept, okay, is this guy just depressed? Or does this guy think he's a gorilla and as soon as they take the cuffs off, he's going to smack me in the head? And I'm still alive and I don't have too many scars. So same thing. Yeah, but I guess the thing is I make the circle of trust in my head and then I just move. Avoid.
Avoid? Negativity.
No.
Well, my wife says that a lot.
I hate that word. Haunted mansion.
Haunted mansion. I would have to say, to me, it's legacy. Walt had so much to do with it, and it's in both parks, Florida and Disneyland. So I would think legacy.
Next Disney trip.
Tentatively scheduled for March.
Really? Very good. I wonder what's going to be happening by that point in time. Hopefully good things.
A lot of things will depend on what COVID does, and also my rehab and learning how to walk and everything. But this trip will be a little bit different because it won't be a public trip, as to say. I'm not going to be talking about it on my streams or when I'm going. Not that I don't want to meet people. I enjoy meeting people. But this will be my first time back since the incident happened. Right before the incident happened, I was there. That is a nightmare, James.
I was going to say.
No, James knows that I love him so much. He's one of the few people that is a Cleveland Browns fan that can get away with that. I haven't been back since the incident, so for me, this is going to be a trip of celebrating my 25th anniversary with my wife, being there with my kids, and those creators that are my chosen family, that I'm incredibly tight with. Those are the people that will know where I'm at, where I'm going to be, and I will see them this time. And then down the road on future trips, I will gladly meet with anybody who is a fan of the show who would like to sit down and chat for a few minutes. It's one thing I'm never going to forget, is the roots of where that is. So, and I'm sitting here while we're doing this, Bob, and I'm watching the Titans play, and I can't believe they put Brown in. He wasn't supposed to be playing. Now I'm going to lose to the Philly crew. Now I'm really mad. Anyway, go ahead.
Dissing that.
Hysterical laughter, incredible friendship, extended family.
Figment.
I could pass.
Up and coming.
I like Figment. Don't get me wrong, I like Figment, but to me, there's so many more things I want to do at Epcot besides that ride.
Yeah. That's what Walt was saying just the other day on one of his streams. He's like, don't get me wrong, but Figment and Winnie the Pooh.
Let's be straight here. If Walt could go out his back door and hunt Figment with a bow and arrow, he would. So it's a little bit different between the two.
Interesting. Up and coming.
Watch my Wednesday show.
James Ryan.
Ethical.
Nice. Very good. That's the end of my quiz.
I was having fun. You kept going. I'd have been fine.
I could keep going, but I'm just gonna be like,
Right? You can pull some out of the hat. I don't care. I ain't no problem. I don't mind.
So, do you feel like you see the Disney YouTube community moving in any direction, even though, what you've been posting content for 13 weeks, but you've been sort of involved enhancing people and stuff for longer than that, you said.
Yeah.
Do you see it going somewhere?
It's changing directions. It's an ebb and flow with this whole community and YouTube and everything. If you go back to it, when YouTube was just starting out, a lot of people really didn't know about it. I was one of them, didn't know a lot about it. It was kind of leery of it and afraid, wow, what is this whole YouTube thing? Are people really going to give a hoot about it? And over the years, it's really evolved and become something impressive, so people can create and do what they want to do. But it's also a way of documenting family history for people. It's so many things to so many different people. What I'll tell you now is there's more people broadcasting from the parks than ever. It was a Saturday ago because I follow everybody that I interview, and I follow them before I even ask them to interview. So it's not like I follow them because they're going to do an interview. I find somebody, I like them, I follow their channel. If I continue to like them and think other people would, I reach out to them for an interview. It's the way I do my process. And there was like 15 people live from the park at one point on a Saturday afternoon that I could watch any park I wanted. And I actually had YouTube on 3 TVs in my office right here. I have 3 master TVs in my studio, and I had a different YouTube channel on each. And I was in Epcot, Hollywood, and Magic Kingdom watching all different things at the time. So that's the one thing that's changed, is there's so many more people out there. There's a lot of people that haven't figured out the right way to do this whole thing yet.
Yeah.
Whether it's the way to do their content, whether it's the professionalism of their streams, whether it's the ethics of how to act. You don't just walk up to a streamer that's streaming. If you were streaming, I walk up to you, hey, One Stop Mouse, I'm PETE McDEVITT. How you doing? I'm PETE McDEVITT. I got a channel. There's people that don't get that. They don't understand the ethics of just go by to somebody, wait when they're not in the middle of a B-roll, or they're not in the middle of filming a show, where they're just walking around and say, hello, how you doing? I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. Big fan. You got a camera in your hand. Every YouTuber is going to say, oh, do you live stream? Oh, do you blog? Oh, what do you do? They're going to ask you. The people are good. So there's ways to do things right, and I hope more people learn that. There's ways to do things right at home. Have a good camera. Have a good audio so people can understand you. Have some cool background and logo like you got tonight, Cool Bob. Take the time to invest a little bit in what you're doing, and people will follow your content more. And appreciate those people. I hope more people appreciate the nuances of what we do. Like for me, I know Wendy Lou's in your chat. I hope she's still here.
She is.
Wendy Lou was my first member to my channel, my first paid member. For Wendy Lou, you throw out sprinkles, Wendy Lou. Now I'm going to have to hurt you. But I will never be able to thank Wendy for being the first person that had, and I'd like to meet her one day for sure. She was the first person that had confidence in my channel to invest in us. And I will always be forever grateful to Wendy Lou as my first ever person member to my channel. And you remember things like that. So I hope more people are gracious and understand and appreciate what these people do. Now, Wendy throwing sprinkles comments into the chat, that could be a challenge. We could have words after it. So, but that's always a good thing. But yes, it is changing. More people getting in, more content out there. These people, again, I can't tell you enough how much I cannot stand these individuals who choose to go and buy subscribers because they don't get it. They're just hurting themselves. That's what bothers me about it. It's not ethical, one. YouTube doesn't want it. But when I turn on a stream and I see a content creator that has 10,000 plus subscribers to their channel, and they're doing a live stream and they consistently have 20 people in their chat, they bought their subscribers. Okay. Flat out. That's what you've done. I can see it. There's nobody out there that's going to have 10,000 people follow them. And every time they go live, they've got 20 people in their chat. It's just, not there. And there are ways to go buy, and do stuff, unethical things out there. I've read about a bunch of them because when I dug into this, I wanted to learn about it the right way.
Right.
And, I love the fact that, okay, I'm extremely proud of the low amount of subscribers that I have in ratio to some of these super incredibly talented, successful people. I've only got 1,200 people. Well, guess what? Every stream on Sunday night, I got 150 to 200 people in there watching the show.
Yeah.
That is an incredible number of ratio of people watching. That's what I want. That's what I want for every other channel out there. Bob, I want you to have success, and I want more people to come to your stream and stay around because they enjoy you, the content you're bringing, and want to subscribe. And that's my biggest thing. And, if people don't like me because of that, I'm sorry, but, I was raised a certain way. I came up through a military household. I worked for a military company. Some of my most close friends in the world are men and women who served our country, and I was brought up a certain way, and I can't change from that. And to their credit, okay, I will give credit where credit is due. The 4 creators that I started following and being a part of when I first did this enhancing part years ago, Josh and Jenna, Dev, Corey, and Nick, when I started first following them, I was able to see those same values of how to go about doing your channel. And if they should easily be able to see, I'm just trying to emulate them on the way to do your channel. And that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You were talking about how you were raised. I hear the same sort of undertones about how I was raised at my age, how you were raised, what you went through. Dean from It's a Live Place, James Ryan, one of our moderators here. I guess that's probably just a function of age and being brought up well. But it's also a matter of, Josh and Jen are the way they are because their parents are with them half the time, and meet their parents. They're wonderful people. And so these Disney families do bring up some of these. It is weird, though, when people will just jump in there and just say, hey, are you a streamer? I'm a streamer. I'm like, I'm nobody. I mean, what are you doing?
Okay, you got to invest back into people, Bob. One of the things I do with being in the military, and has a background, James knows, the military challenge coin is one of the biggest things out there. When soldiers recognize another soldier, I see you, Wendy. I see you. When soldiers recognize,
she will not be ignored.
Yeah, she's doing. But presenting somebody with a military challenge coin is a high esteem thing in the military, and that's why when I decided to do something, I created these. These are military coins.
I saw those today. That was part of. Was that part of being that second tier of the members?
Okay, so it started. I'll tell you how it started. That's the fun of it. It's got.
That's cool. Look at that.
And it's heavy. You can hear it when I set it down.
Yeah.
I started it out as wanting to have something to give to soldiers. When I see a veteran that has I'm a World War veteran, or I'm a Vietnam veteran hat on, or something like that, or I see a tattoo on their leg that I know is an infantry tattoo, or an officer's tattoo or something like that, to be able to walk up to them, or for me in my case now, to roll up to them and be able to present them with a challenge coin. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your love of Disney. Here's a little recognition. It started as that, but I'm a person that believes if you're going to have people invest in your channel, you invest back in them. And these, Ed Viapre got his the other day, and I was so humbled during one of a football live stream. He brought it on there and told people that it was Disney collector quality, and I never thought of it that way, but I was so humbled. But that's who these go to. They go to my members, and they go to people in the military. So it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. That's very cool. And I'd love to get one of those. That's very, very cool. It was a pleasure, Pete, meeting you. From the first moment on, you're obviously a class act. I sent an Instagram message to Pete saying, hey, I've hardly got any people on my tiny channel, but I'd really like to interview you. And he basically said, how many subscribers you have doesn't mean anything. What he just described, it's not about the numbers. Before we even got into him coming on. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Pete. And good luck with everything you're doing, because the YouTube community is benefiting from it. And also, on a personal note, good luck to you with your whole medical journey and the challenges that you've been through. I am so glad that you have such wonderful friends and you've had God's blessings to let you get through all of that. You were obviously supposed to be here for a reason. And I hope when you do get down here to the Orlando area that I'm in that group of people that maybe I'll know a little bit more next time. And I'll actually be able to shake your hand because it'll be safe to do so. So
I'm hoping that it will be. It would be nice, to be able to go and enjoy the parks in a little bit different way. Don't know. We'll wait and see. Unfortunately, my people at Johns Hopkins, who are some of the best in the world, are saying, watch out for the end of November.
Yeah, they're having some problems in Europe right now with the second wave. So
I thought you were talking about Disney Dan. I get what you're saying. Why
don't we just start calling him the second wave?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to text him with that as soon as I leave here.
I had an interview with him. He was amazingly funny. He was very funny. So again, guys, go to Pete McDevitt's channel. This isn't just right. Yeah. That's his name, and it's not just promotion for promotion because it's not about the numbers. It's because he's helping lots of little people like myself find a foothold where we all have something different to say. I'm an older guy with diabetes. I was an educator most of my life. I want to say different things than everyone else. And
Right.
Pete's trying to help people like that be seen, or you don't get anywhere.
Well, and also, Bob, if you're a creator, what I want to know is when you have success stories, when you hit either 100 subscribers or 500 or every 500 after that, I want to know about it. I have a segment on my shows where I acknowledge the success of other channels. I don't know of anybody else out there that's taken the time to say, hey, go check out these channels because they've had success. So I want to do that. If you're having success, come over to the Disney Clubhouse. Put it in there. Everybody gets their little TubeBuddy thing that says, hey, you got this? Do I want to know every 10 subscribers? No. But you hit 100, 500, 1,000, and so on, or you hit your viewers, viewership numbers and stuff like that, send it over to me. Let's tell people about you. That's what we're about.
Thank you, Pete. I might be at 400 at the end of this. When I hit 500, I'll let you guys know.
Absolutely.
Again, then also please check out Pete's channel and join. There's lots of perks for membership with his channel. And then behind me here, I would be the worst weatherman on earth because I never knew which way to point. The Disney YouTube creators Chaos Clubhouse, if you're one of those creators. And I appreciate it. Like I said, Pete, that was really great. And I hope that I will be talking to you soon.
Absolutely.
Anything left that you want to throw out there to the audience?
I finish my shows the same way every time, Bob.
You say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great seeing you here tonight.
Very good. And I always say, see you real soon. Why? Because we like you.
I love it. I love it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Hang on just a second, Pete.